to another episode of SaltStack. My name is Tom Hatch, and I'm the creator of Salt. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about one of the really fundamental aspects of what Salt's whole automation model is, and that is Pillar. Now, Pillar is a data set. It is a source of gathering data and then associating that data back with specific minions. Now, the nice thing about Pillar is that it is derived from a master and then assigned to a minion. Now, this gives it a few advantages. One, we can define Pillar data which spans your entire infrastructure. So Pillar becomes a really good way to do things like define variables, but it is also a secure way of transferring data down to your minions. And so Pillar is a good way to ingest information that is secret-based. So for instance, if you need to take certificates or passwords, then those can be encrypted in an external Pillar system and then made available only to the minions that should have access to that data. And so when we define a Pillar, we have the ability to either define that Pillar right on the master in YAML using standard Salt SLS files that you would be familiar with by just defining Salt states. Or we're able to use a system called external pillars. Now, an external pillar allows you to attach to a third party or external source, whether that be your own internal CMDB, a standard CMDB like a ServiceNow style interface, or maybe something like HashiCorp Vault, so that you can have a central variable store and then expose that into Salt's standard workflow. We ship external pillars that cover a very wide range of different types of interfaces, from things like HashiCorp Vault or databases, CMDBs, etc. And so having those external pillars can be very, very helpful. Now, what this means also is that that pillar information is accessible to virtually the entirety of that minion. And so inside of the pillar, we usually think about storing variables that are going to be used for Salt's configuration management system. But Pillar goes well beyond this. Those values that you store inside of the Pillar can also be used to configure behavior on the minions. So you can set Pillar values, and then there are a number of specific configurations which the minion is going to honor the information inside of the Pillar, as opposed to information which is necessarily configured on the minion itself, allowing you to dynamically adjust and reassociate what different minion configurations look like across your infrastructure. Now, as we move forward with Pillar, some of the things that are very valuable and some of the things that allow you to get a lot out of Pillar is that it does become that linking point between Salt and gathering data from other data-derived systems. And so we're able to very easily dynamically include information from these systems. So the places for you to look for Pillar. When you're on a Salt master, you can run a remote execution command in the Pillar module, and you can gather that Pillar information as it exists out on those minions. Some of the things that are great about having Pillar at this point is that it really isn't that complicated of a system. This is one of those subsystems inside of Salt that a lot of people look at and they say to themselves, hey, this is one of those complicated add-ons. But simplify it in your mind. It's an easy place and an easy way to store variables. It's an easy way to make those variables associated and available on multiple minions. And it's also an easy way to pull information from external sources into your existing workflow. And all in all, that makes Pillar a fantastic and valuable addition to the entire Salt automation model. Now, Thank you for watching, and until next time,